All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar, interacting with hover effects on the Weby'Nar platform. I'm your host, Yann. I'm going to teach you on different types of hover effects in our Weby'Nar studio. And let's get on it. All right, so first of all, hover effects are very simple. It's when you put your mouse over a certain element, there is a certain hover. There's a certain, could be a different image, could be basically an effect, could be anything. Okay. All right. So let's start small. Let's start with the image element. Okay. The image element, as you all know, the only thing that you need to do is just drag and drop an image, and basically nothing happens. It's only a simple image, but you can do a lot with it, such as having a hover on it. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so this is my website. All right, and what we're going to do, we're going to open a new page. Okay, let's make it 3000. Doesn't matter. Okay, I also want to publish this so I can show you what I did. So in the meantime, did you know that we can actually put an image on an image? Okay, meaning that when you're hovering over that image that you see here, you can have a text, which is sort of a hover effect. Okay, or you can put an icon, which is also a hover effect, and you can also link that icon. And this is exactly what I'm going to teach you right now. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is go to our basic elements, drag and drop the image. We're going to double click and enter an image from my desktop. So we're going to go on documents, my projects, the freelancer, images. Ooh, okay, all right. So we have this image. Okay, so it's loading up. Yes, it is pretty, I'm pretty sure it's big. Yeah, it's big. I'm going to change it to 500. All right, so this is the image. Okay, so what we're going to do is that now that we've uploaded our image, we're going to go to our properties panel. There you go. Sorry. We're going to go to our properties panel. There you go. And on our properties panel, we're going to see here text caption. Okay, we're going to check it. And that's it. Let's move on. Here, I can take that, we call it text caption, and I can move it around. I can resize it. I can do basically anything. Okay. Now, in addition to it, I can enter my text and also decide on the animation inside of it. So let's say, for example, I'm going to make it here in the center. We're going to call it, this is a text caption. Okay. Now, if I double click inside, meaning that I'm pointing at this text caption here, I'm going to see that on my properties panel, on the caption animation, I'll have no animation. So I can choose also the animation I want it to happen when I roll over that image, when I hover over that image. So I can make it fade in, slide up, slide down. So let's say slide up. All right. So now that I chose slide up, I can choose also the seconds I want. Okay, and the delay. If I go on preview right now, okay, we see the image as it is, and when I put here, I see that my text caption is right there. It appears when I put my mouse on that image. All right, now, so this is basically it. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to first download an icon from Flat Icon, and then we're going to insert it on my text caption. All right, so we're going to redo it together. There you go. All right. Take this out. Let's make a new one. So we double click. We're going to put this image. I'm going to resize it later. There you go. 500. And then I'm going to go to my properties panel. I'm going to select text caption. I'm going to move it up. And then I'm going to go on flat icons, and let's download an icon. So it's important to choose your icon that you want. So I'm going to choose an eye because I would like to view the site somewhere else. So let's say I'm going to choose this one. If I click here, right, great. So now I need to choose the color of the icon that I want. So what I'm going to do is that, number one, you can also choose the background of the text caption. If you go here on fill, you see that it's black, but you can choose it to make it purple, like this, or baby blue, or dark purple. All right, so let's say I choose dark purple. Okay, now the ideal color for this icon would be white. We're going to download it in PNG because it has a transparent background. Free download, boom, it's right here. It's called view.png. All right, wonderful. So now I'm just going to take out the text here. All right, so do you see the icon that is right above the text that I'm supposed to insert? Then you're going to click on the image. You're going to upload your image. So my image is called view, so I downloaded view 2. There you go. All right, it's big, so I can choose the size of the icon. I click 100, and it's there. So it's exactly as if you're typing in a Word document and adding images. If you double click here, you can put it, you can center it like this, all right? And you can also link it. So I just clicked once. I can click somewhere else, but I'm going to click once here, and then I'm going to click on link. Where am I linking it to? Let's say URL. Let's say URL, okay? And the freelancer.com. We're going to copy that URL, style, default, target, new window. Click save. Let's publish this. Oh, I forgot to add my animation. So it's a bit delicate, so no animation. So I wanted to slide right. There you go. All right, so nice image. I'm gonna put my mouse here, and then I'm gonna see here, I'm gonna click, and maybe I didn't link it right. Yeah, URL. Let's try it. There you go. Boom, shows me that website. All right, so this is in regards to images. Okay, so number one, let's review, drag and drop the image element to upload your image, go to the properties panel, check the text caption, and then what can you actually do with the text caption? You can change the color and the text inside. You can add an image, an icon by simply double clicking on the text, and you can change your caption animation. All right, so now, because I keep getting a lot of requests for cheat sheets, this is what I did. So applying text caption animation, exactly like I showed you before. Now, not only that, adding image on caption, you need to simply double click on the text caption, click inside the text. On top of the text, you'll see an image icon, select it exactly like the image I'm showing you right now. And then, of course, if you want to have the ability to change caption animation, simply click twice on the image, go to properties panel, change caption animation. All right, so now it's important to understand how to set your paragraph style before you use better hover effects, such as galleries, such as our new hover effect elements. This is basically what we're going to do. We're going to prepare our paragraph styles for our galleries and hover effects. So a lot of we do have a lot of clients that do ask, how do I change the text color? How do I change the style of it? Basically everything. So this is exactly how we do it. So number one, what we're going to do is show you how to add a paragraph style very quickly. So I'm going to go right now to my website right here. You can click on paragraph style here. This is my paragraph style. All right. So what I want to do is simply, let's say I'm just going to choose title for whatsoever reason. I'm going to click save as a new style, and I'm going to click, let's say, slider title. Cool. Now I can change the color simply by clicking on the paragraph style and changing its style. I'm going to make it white, center it. I can change the, yeah, let's leave it like that for now. Okay. Let's put this here just for the moment. All right, so now let's drag and drop from the Galleries tab on our Elements panel full width. Why? Because our slider is called full width in the Webydo dashboard. So we're going to drag and drop it, and it's completely full width. We can change the size of it. So let's change the size to 800. Oh, 8,000. Sorry, apologize. And then we're going to simply double click inside. We're going to delete all the images. Then we're going to add our own. So desktop. No, documents, web projects, the freelancer images, and there you go. So we have a header image. Okay, cool. Not bad. So let's add. So title, this is, yeah, your title. And we're going to put lorem ipsum. There you go. So you can already see the change. Okay, so now that I have my paragraph style, if I select just the element itself, I'm going to go to my properties panel right here. So my properties panel is on my left and my paragraph style is on my right. Okay, so we're concentrating on slider title. So I'm just going to click once, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to see display text, title, and description. So you can also display title only or description only or none of it. Let's do title and description. Title style, which is the paragraph style that we want, is the slider title. Okay, now we all know that the slider is 34 pixels on, I would say 40. That's why we always 24. We always make the change within the paragraph style. So if let's say I want to make it 60, okay, just simply need to press enter, boom, it's huge. 60 pixels. I want 80, 80. And always put 40 pixels bigger than the paragraph styles. So next, what we want to do is we want to duplicate that, and we're going to say slider description, change to P. The description is always P. And then instead of making it bold, we're going to make it normal. If I click again on the slider description, exactly the one that I added. All right, it's huge, amazing. All right, now we're gonna make it, I would say 18 on 22. There you go. And now all you need to do is just, oh, I would also like to make it, there's no thin. Also highlight, there you go. And also I want to play around with title vertical position and description vertical. All right, so let's say 70. So it's gonna be down here, too much, let's say 60. There you go. All right, so a couple of things to note. So now we've set our title and description exactly the way that we wanted. Amazing. All right. So what we're going to do, we can choose if you want our arrow navigation. See the arrows here? These are your arrow navigation. You can choose to have bullets or not. Okay, and you have the autoplay transition. Now the image transition, you also have an effect. Instead of just fading, you can zoom to front, and it already shows you. Sorry that I'm hiding you this. It already shows you on the studio what it does. Okay, zoom to back, and now you have hover effects, meaning that what happens when I put my mouse on top of that gallery. Okay, so here let's choose slide. Okay, let's look on the preview what it does. So it slides, sort of slides a bit. Yeah, it slides. I can also choose a second hover effect, meaning that it will have two effects once I hover over with my mouse. So second hover effect will be rotate and zoom out. Let's preview that. There you go. So it slides and it rotates and zoom out. Okay. I also have the option of making it gray. Grayscale. There you go. So this is a nice effect that you can choose. So all you need to do is be creative. All right. So full width slider element. I know we all really love the cheat sheet. So number one, what you need to do is drag and drop the full width slider element called full width on Studio. Simply double click, change your images, add your images, put your titles and description if you need to. Set a paragraph style for them. This is the third thing. Why? Because you would want to change it exactly like I did and see at the same time the result that it gives you once you change your paragraph style. Okay. Then you by selecting the element itself, the slider, select the properties panel, and then you can select your first hover effect, your second hover effect, and you just simply adapt the paragraph styles to the slider by chaining them. All right. You can also choose a transition delay, transition duration, text transition, which is also cool. Move horizontally like this. All right. All you need to do is be creative. Okay. Next, fluid grid element. Fluid grid element, if you go on your galleries, is exactly the same thing. Galleries, my bad. Drag and drop it. All right. So here, all you need to do is double click. Same thing that we did before. Add images. Let's add 1, 2. Let's add more than that. Let's make 4. Testimonials and walk. All right, cool. All right. This is a title. I'll just say 2 lines. It's going to be too packed. There you go. All right. So here, number one, what you need to do is upload your images. Okay, by simply double clicking, chaining the images exactly like we did on the slider. Having also a paragraph style. But before we do that, okay, I just want to let you know that you can change the image height. Right now is at 180. Okay, you can change it to, for example, 300. Okay, so it's based on the image height. Okay, why? Because the fluid grid is completely responsive, which, by the way, I'm gonna mention it in a few minutes. It's completely responsive. It just separates the columns into the amount that you prefer. You can separate it to, I think, even 10. Yeah, 10. And then we're gonna go over on responsiveness. Okay, so again, you can choose to display title, description, and background if you want to. Okay, in addition to it, you can change the text background. Text background is always nice if you want to have titles in it. I'm also going to teach you a trick or two what you can actually do with the fluid grid. All right, so let's choose title style. Slider, yes, it is huge, and this is description, which is also huge. So you just need to chain it through the paragraph style. Simple as that. 40. And this 16. All right. Again, all you need to do is play around with it. Okay. Now, let me show you a nice little trick. I'm gonna click inside. I'm gonna delete this. Delete that. Whoops, sorry. All right, so I have one image, okay? I'm gonna take off the text. A lot of people, they do it, and it's really awesome, and you can do it too. I'm gonna add an image. I'm gonna add a blank image. What is a blank image? It's an image that you can also find on Google if you want to, that is completely blank. It's a PNG because the background is transparent, but there's nothing inside, okay? So I usually call them blank. Whoops, there you go. PNG, blank PNG. Okay, you can choose your title. This is my title. Lauren. There you go. You can change also by clicking on it. You can also change the linking part of this fluid grid gallery, whether you want it to link it to a page, to a URL, or even to an anchor link. Okay. This also we're going to set it to none because we don't need them. We don't need our users to click inside. So you see here, this is still separated into 4 columns. How can we see it? Here, desktop columns 4. We need to change them into 2. And this is the result that we're getting. Okay. Now we can make them bigger. So this is on 300. The image height is on 300. We can make it on 600. Okay. And here the element size height will be 600. Okay. Now we don't want it to display text background. All we want it to do, we see here, is just to display a title and description, except that my title is white. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change my paragraph style. Simple as that. I want it to be purple. There you go. This is the purple side, and this is going to be light purple. Yeah, seems okay. I could change its positioning like this. Amazing. And then all I need to do is push these a bit up. Slider description. So text horizontal, where's the vertical padding? All right. So let's do 50. Let's see where it brings me. Oh, okay. So you can also do minuses. Okay. Exactly like this. Simply minus 50. And it should bring you up. Or maybe not. Text horizontal padding. Let's try it. Oh no, this is too horizontal. It was 10 before. I need to find. Oh, there you go. Title position. Let's do 40. There you go. Minus 40. There you go. Minus 100, minus 150. So again, you always need to play around with it. And description position is good. We can put more text into it so that we have a nice feeling for the fluid grid. And let's publish it. All right, so you can see that it's completely responsive, okay? You do need to take note of that, okay? This is how we do it. Oh, this is the full width slider. Okay, so the fluid grid element, okay? Number 1, drag and drop the fluid grid element, double click on the element and fill the images and change the images and exactly set a paragraph style for them. Select the properties panel. Oh, and you, of course, we're talking about hover effects. So the first hover effect is actually like here. Let's say zoom in, and let's say, you know what? Instead of zooming in, we're gonna rotate it and zoom out. And the second one, we're gonna do grayscale, and we're gonna do it very slow. So let's do 2. Hover transition speed is 2, which is looking right here. Again, if I publish it, you're gonna see hovering over slowly. If I want even more, let's say 5. Whoops, apologies. Always put enter to be sure the change is made. There you go. It's extremely, extremely slow, and in the meantime turns black and white. Okay. Select your first hover effect, select your second hover effect, and of course, if you want, you can adapt the paragraph style to the slider by overriding the style. It's not the slider, it's the grid. Okay. Responsiveness. The fluid grid is extremely responsive. I know that a few of my team's clients tried the fluid grid. It didn't work out in responsive, but it's actually the most easiest thing ever. So the only thing that you need to do is by clicking on this element, you see here, the first thing that you see is how many columns do you want on your desktop? So we said 2. How many columns do you want on your tablet? Say 2. How many columns you want on your landscape? Let's say 1. Mobile portrait, 1. If I go right now to my tablet version, it's going to stay the same. If I go now to my landscape, it's going to change to 1 column. All I need to do is just extend this, and there you go. Okay, same thing goes to the mobile portrait. Voila. All right. Okay, now another question that you guys want to know is, can I put a button in it? Okay, so I would not suggest putting buttons if you're doing it like that, because the grid only accepts titles and description, but it's a really cool feature to add to it. So what I would suggest doing is just simply doing exactly the same thing except putting in the title and description. What we're going to do is just simply go, this is a text, change it as you please. Okay, and you're just going to simply put a button, position it, and in here, take off everything. There you go. The problem that it has if you just simply put a button is that the button is not part of the gallery. So when it changes sizes and screen sizes, it could cause a small issue. So I would not suggest putting a button, including a button in the gallery, unless if you put a text element, which is composed of a title and a paragraph, and the button individually. All right. Now again, you can duplicate. Whoops, sorry. You can duplicate this, change their position, and you exactly have a nice effect on both sizes. All right. Now let's go over the hover element, the hover effect. Okay. The hover effects are also part of the galleries, and it's located right here. This is a hover effect. Okay. You can do a lot with your hover effect. So let me show you. So I was supposed to show you the way that it was, but because we're so awesome, our developers changed the order on which we work with hover effects. Okay, so generally everything is on, like you saw on the fluid grid, you see that everything is in one place. Okay, but the hover effects, we organize it to have in different tabs. Okay, so so that everybody knows what we all know what we're doing. Okay, so let's try it out. We just released it today. Okay, so let's work with it. So number one, this is where we're going to change the image. So number one, this is where I change the image, and I can also change the image when I'm hovering it. Okay, now just please make sure that when you change your image when you're hovering it, please check this: display different image on hover. The image fitting, and you're going to see it on a lot of on all the galleries. You have cover, contain, stretch, and original size. Okay, we usually use cover because it covers the whole element. Okay, if you want to make it contain, well, it's a default image, but the contain will be much smaller, and we're not going to see it as well as the image fitting cover. Okay, the image opacity is set to 90. Okay, you can always set it to 100. If you slowly set it to 30, you see the image background color. Okay, for now, we're going to keep it like that. So this is for the image. For the hover effects, so we have a variety of hover effects. I would say a big variety. Okay, now to test out all your hover effects, if let's say right now we're looking at hipster X, but let's say spread across. If I go on preview, I'm just going to hover over, boom. Okay, now let me also show you what happens when you select your different image on hover. Okay, so we're gonna go in preview and slowly 1, 2, 3, boom, I have a different image. Okay, all right, next we have title. So we choose a title. This, sorry, capital. This is nice hover effect. Okay, title style, slider style, like this. Okay, it's exactly the way that you want it to be changed. Default description style, slider description. If let's say the slider description on hover, which by the way, this, if I want to change it, again, all I need to do is to change my paragraph style. Now, I am showing you the same paragraph style on all the galleries, but make sure to have a different style. Okay, this is for the slider. Make a new style for the fluid grid. Make a new style for the hover effect. Okay. And preview description on Studio if let's say you want to change the description to be like this. Like that. There you go. And you're done. Now, let's review it. Hover effect element, cheat sheet. All right, so number one, you drag and drop the hover effect element, you choose your image, you select your hover effect, you choose your transition speed as well. This is, by the way, what it's supposed to be. Hover effects, transition speed, there you go. Choose transition colors, of course. Effect color 1, effect color 2, play around with it. It's always, you can see that everything changes. With the colors that I just put. Okay, so now you have everything in tabs. It's going to be much, much, much easier for all of us to work with these nice hover effects. Okay. Next, what I wanted to show you is kind of a, let's say, a second hover effect, a bonus. But before I do that, let me not show you this slide. What I wanted to do is basically, let's say you want to have an icon change colors, okay, when you hover over the icon itself, such as Facebook, from red to green, basically anything. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to take this off and I'm going to go to our quick and easy flat icon website. So I'm going to say Facebook. All right, I'm going to choose this image. So I have white, let's choose blue. Okay, let's download it. And let's choose a different color, purple. All right. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to drag and drop the hover effect. And I'm going to take out all the text inside. So number one, image, I'm not going to touch it for now. Hover effects, I don't want any effect on hover. I just want it to change image. So the hover effect is going to be none. The title, take it out. Description, take it out, enter. There you go. I have nothing. Okay, so the first image, let's concentrate on the image. I'm going to upload from my downloads the first Facebook. All right, all good. And the second one, it's going to be the second Facebook. All right, now, I'm going to display this. Now the image fitting, here you can see why it's not really working, because how these hover effects work is that you have an image, okay, and you want it to, it's an image on top of an image. So when I put my mouse over that image, it's going to change images. It's going to change the first layer with the second layer, and when I put my mouse on top of it, it's going to be the second layer on top of the first layer. Okay, so you can choose cover. I usually stretch it. Okay, so if you see here, I'm just going to move it around, and of course I want it to be the same sizing. So number one, I want it to be 100, and here 100, like that. Okay, now I'm going to go on preview, and watch when I go on preview. I'm just going to put my mouse on top of it, change colors. Okay, and this is exactly how we do it. It could be a PNG image, it could be any image. The idea here is that you have two layers. On one layer you have your first image, on the second layer you have your second image. And when you hover over, the second layer takes the place of the first layer and goes on top of it. It's exactly as if you have two shapes. One that's purple, it's blue. You're going to put one image on top, and if I click on the first image, when I hover over with my mouse, it's going to go on top. All good? Perfect. All right, so second hover effect, in other words. You can use your hover effects to make simple images. So we took from flat icon to images to Facebook icons. Both images were in different color and in PNG. So you upload your first image, you upload your second image, and the image fitting is stretch. Just make sure it's the sizing is correct. Okay, now if you want to make sure if the size is correct or not, change the image opacity to 50, because you sort of see both images. Well, I mean, on stretch it's all the same, but if let's say you want cover, you see two images. That's why I hate cover. It's because you really need to make sure it's the same size. Okay, that's why I like stretch. All right. Okay, buttons. All right, breathe in, breathe out. We did the most important part. Okay, buttons are extremely easy. I'm gonna do a quick review with it, and then I'll accept all the questions that you have. Okay, so buttons already, their hover effect is, there's nothing else to say. They're buttons like any buttons that you see on any website. You have over 30 effects. You can do basically whatever you want, but again, you need to have the same exact step as setting up the paragraph style step. Okay, so number one, what do we want to do? We want to set our paragraph style. So here I put an image of what I did before. I think I still have it. It's button black, all right, or button white, or we're gonna add button white instead of button purple. White, like this. Change the color to white. Okay, now we're gonna go to buttons. Okay, you have a variety of buttons. You have the email ghost, which means that when they click send, it opens up the email, or yeah, it opens up your email and sends to that person. Okay, if you go again, you have email of who, Yann B at Webydo or Raphael, with the email subject, button text, and button design. So let me show you the normal one. Okay, not the one that we usually have. So you have the solid button, you have the ghost button, I call it stroke button, you have the radius button. Okay, so you have a variety of buttons here. You also have the call round button, which basically what it does, I would prefer putting it when you're making your site responsive. When a user clicks on that button, you're going to see phone number. You just put the phone number. When they click on the phone number, it'll call them from their own landline. Okay, so yeah, so you can use that. It's really cool. All right, so number one, the first thing that I want to do is change the text inside. So you can change the text inside, not a problem. To change the text, just change the text. So let's say, I don't know, try it now. It's the one that I'm going to show you right now on my slide. Try it now. There you go. Text style, we're going to change it to button white. Okay. If I want to make it bigger, I am making it bigger. Okay, but I don't want to. So I'm going to put it back to allow. Let's say 14. There you go. All right, let's click on it again. Background color, purple. Background transition color, blue. Border transition color, blue. Amazing. All right, so now I've set it up. So the first effect that we want to choose is the background or the border transition. So if I click here, I have background and border transition effects. So I can choose either rectangle out, and at the same time, the effect that I wanted to do is to bubble left. So you have a ton of button transitions. So I'm going to go on preview. Let's try it now. Sorry. Oh, rectangle. Okay. I don't like this. Let's back pulse. I have absolutely no idea what it is. Oh, it does this. Okay. You have I use the normal one, which is fade, but bubble left. Let's do buzz. Preview. So you see, you have a nice effect. I usually do none. Instead of fade, rectangle out. Let's try again. There you go. It's nice. You can spend hours testing it. I assure you. Been there. Also, you can also change the text hover color to, if it changes to blue, I want it to change the text to purple. So again, there you have it. And just to let you on a little trick, the trick in Webydo is to test out all your elements. Okay, if you do that and you figure out how to do it, you're a Webydo pro. Okay, so here on this button, you're going to see that we've added the border width and radius, so I can make this button more roundish. So I can do 10 like this. I can change the border color to purple again. Background transition color will be this. Default button purple. Try it now. And this will be changed to 3, 4, like this. You can make it as much circle-ish as you want, so you can make 5,000. No, let's not exaggerate. 500. Yeah. All right, you got it. So you see, you do have nice buttons and you can work with them. If you go on preview, you can test them to see exactly how they work, and they're really awesome. Okay, so just a quick cheat sheet again. Whoops, sorry, before I ask questions. So you drag and drop the button element, you go to your properties panel, you fill in the text inside the button, example try now, the one that we just did, choose the text style, the background color, the background transition. So I also wrote when you hover over the color that you want it to be changed to, and you can also choose the border color and width. You have the background and border transition. So the background color is what the background will change, and the border color that would change as well. Choose button effect, and then test it, and then use it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I will accept questions. So go ahead. Okay, we also have a question. Is it possible to combine two entirely different websites? For example, two different templates into one. I'm not sure what you're talking about. You can, of course, if you have those websites published, you can link both websites to one website, but it's not going to be two in one. It's just going to be one that's linked to two other. It's just a simple link. Okay. What else? What else do we have? Okay, so we have a great question from Andrea. What options do we have concerning the arrows in a gallery? Can I change them or just use a space to click on it or use my own arrows? For now, there's no possible way to change the arrows except for adding code. Okay, I'm gonna have a webinar hopefully very soon on how to manipulate the code in Webydo and how to add it to our add code to page here. Of course, if you are code savvy, all you need to do is go on pages, click here, add code, and add the CSS. Okay, so yeah, there is a way to change the arrows, but not through the Webydo system design and properties panel. Okay, we have another question from Christian. I used the template and buttons were already linked to other pages, but not through the properties panel. How were they linked? I couldn't change them. Okay, so it's pretty easy. Let me just show you right now. The try it now. If you go on your properties, the last thing, now it is possible that you might have missed it. If you go on link to, you choose either page link or even anchor link. If you have anchors, go on pages to what page do you want. There you go. Or if you want a different link, press enter and you have it. Okay, we have another question from Christian. If you have a link in a paragraph, can you change the link color when someone hovers it? There is a way to do it through one of our buttons called text button. Okay. Of course, I'm going to change the text style to button purple. Try it now. Okay, so watch out, it's going to change colors. There you go. Okay, we also have a nice, we also have another great question from Catherine. This is something new. Can I link a button to a PDF? Okay, that's an amazing question. What I'm going to do right now is kind of a trick that I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to open any PDF, whatever. I don't know what PDF we have. Example. All right, PDF example. So this PDF example is already hosted. Okay, you can take the link. Let's copy that link. Go back to our Weby'Nar and just concentrate on this button and link to a link. Which link? Of course, we want to open the link in a new page. We can publish it. So we're going to click on try now. There you go. Now, sometimes Okay, I'm just going to download this because sometimes you're going to have cases where you already have on your computer a PDF and you want to link it, okay, but it's not hosted anywhere. You want to host it on Webydo, okay? So very good question, Yann. I'm gonna do it. So what you need to do, and pay attention, okay? I'm gonna have a tutorial on it hopefully very soon. But again, what you need to do is drag and drop a title or any text that you can put inside, okay? What you're going to do, you're going to select basically anywhere that you want, okay? You're going to click on link to file. Choose the file that you want. So it lets you open the PDF that you have on your computer. So it's uploading, and then it converts the PDF into a URL. Okay, this is the URL. It's as if you're copying it from here. Okay, style doesn't matter. Okay, you're gonna publish it. There you go. In the meantime, you're gonna click here so that it brings you to filedesigneditor.com, which is also fully white labeled. All right, so we're gonna copy that link. By the way, you can delete it because your file is already hosted. Click on the try it now, and instead of the link that you have, the Webydo link, press enter, publish again, try it now, and there you go. Okay, so I just wanted to bring back Christian's question about putting a sort of a button or a certain text inside a paragraph, and when you hover over that specific text, it changes or it has a certain hover effect. So there is a way to do it, again, not in Webydo's system, okay, but it is definitely doable. It doesn't take a while to figure it out. Um, it's a good idea to actually show you how to do it. I'm gonna speak to I'm gonna speak to product and see if we can actually do a specific tutorials on things like that, simple things, because I do think these are simple things that we can do. And because it's not in the system yet, we would like to at least show an alternative on how to do it. Okay, so great question. I'll definitely note it. Okay, so we have a question from Casey Yoon. Can you embed video to the web pages? Yes, definitely. If I go on YouTube, for example, click on any, just gonna close this. I think there's a share button, right? There's a share button, and you also have the option not only to share the link, but to share the embed code that you have here, which is sort of an iframe. We're gonna copy that. We're gonna go back, and don't use the basic elements, the HTML and iframes, because we have new ones. If you check my previous webinar, you're going to see exactly how do we use them properly. So this is the element. You put your code here and just click anywhere else, and there you have it. This is an embed YouTube video. Okay, we have another great question from Jonathan. Is there a way to prevent a phone number from defaulting to look like a link on the mobile view for the phone number? The phone number turns blue and is underlined. How can something like this be fixed and made to look like a normal text? Okay, so good question. Now, before I show you how to do this, please note Safari has sort of an issue with these links. If, let's say, you link a text to something external, Safari basically just underlines it and make it in this terrible blue color. But in other browsers, I can show you how to do it. It's paragraph style. So let's say we're going to add a title and we want to link this to a page. Let's say home, and you're going to see style. Okay, style, choose the default button black. If I click on save, it's button black. okay, compared to like this. Set page. This is the terrible blue, and this is the terrible blue with my paragraph style. Can I make a downloadable PDF be done as a menu item? The option of downloading it on click we don't have. What you can do is that you can add a new link, and that links to an external link, and basically you paste whatever you want. Okay, we have a good question from Roger. On the PDF link that I showed you, can I change the URL of that PDF file? Now, the answer is no, not yet, okay, because we are looking into expanding what a white label is. We're looking into renaming PDF files as you wish. Of course, it has to be on your domain. Your domain needs to be connected, and it has to be completely white labeled with your own domain. For now, the solution is design-editor.com/the rest of the PDF. But if, let's say, if we're looking at yannboba.com/doc/123pdf, there's no way to do it yet. Okay, we have a question from Thomas. On full width galleries, is there a way to set the margin for title or description? Yes. Delete that. I'm just going to show you very quickly. On the properties panel, you have title vertical and horizontal position, and description vertical and horizontal position. So basically, you choose where you want your title and position. Okay. Also, in addition, something I haven't showed you yet is because I'm sort of building it right now, but I'm gonna make a specific video on 3D parallax. Okay. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is gonna be the webinar for next week. So if I have time, I'm gonna show you with the 3D parallax. All right. Okay, guys. So, anyways, thank you all for coming. It was really great doing the webinar for all of you. See you next week, hopefully, and let me know if you need anything. Thank you.